this is Jeremy again from DSC Dueling, here to bring you my new project deck. I've been working on a Geargia deck here recently. Super fun, really fast. Thinking of taking it to my locals this weekend. I haven't quite decided, but let's jump right into the main deck. First off, you got your two arsenals. Play it at 2, don't play it at 3 for obvious reasons. It gets too cloggy. Super broken. A lot of people don't realize when they do this at first, but he's not a once per turn effect. So you can normal summon him, tribute him, get your armor like you normally do, and then Monster Reborn him, do him again, and that takes a lot of outs away from your opponents because usually they can only get rid of one armor at a time, but you got stuff to stop that. Then you go into your Heart and Soul of the deck. The 3 armors searches for everything you need, but mainly you're just going to search for this guy. Another super broke card because it allows you to get into your level 4 exceeds extremely fast. Even if you draw one, then search the other one, and then your armor gets blown up. A lot of people think this is stupid because you normal summon one of them. Since he counts as a gear guy monster, you can special summon him. Special summon him right next to him. Exceed off again. Then you got your 3 Geargia MK2s. Another broken card in this deck. Mainly search out, then ditch for Machina Fortress, you're about to see later. And then you pretty much got your own tour guide of the deck, allowing you to get into 3 stars a lot easier. A lot of people, when they first see me discard them, they're like, cool, what's this guy do? And then later you go summon MK2, go get another MK2, make something beat face in. They just don't see this little guy coming. He can't be bottomless, he's only got 1,000 attack. He's warning your bust just like tour guide, but you don't have to worry about getting them in your hand because they're just a discard target. Next, we got the Machina. 3 gear frames. Great broken card. Search out with Gear Giant. Search again. Get Machina. Go off. Continue to beat face in. This deck is sheer aggro. It goes. It goes. It goes. It goes. You hold back everything. Wait for your opponent to misplay something. Just spam field. Hit them for everything you got, and hopefully you win that turn. Then you got your 3 fortresses. Amazingly broke card. Everybody I've been testing this on hates it, especially when you drop 2 of them and go big eye and take your wall, but take their wall that they've been trying so hard to get. Okay, and then I run 2 cannons. Some people play it at 1. I played it at 2 because it's so fun at 2. It gives you 3 Monster Reborns for, of course, your Machina Fortresses, and that's simply it. Okay, that's it for the monster side of the deck. Now into the spells. Very short spell lineup. You got the 2 MSTs, obvious back row destruction. 2 Pot of Dualities, just for when you don't open up like you do. Some people say, why 2? You special summon so much. Yeah, I know, but sometimes your opening hands ain't that great. You need to go off. And I just set this and bluff this all the time. Like, I've killed so many people by bluffing a Pot of Duality. Because they're so afraid. They want to get over my big monsters. You set this, they fear it's a Mirror Force, and they can't get over it. And then you go get something bigger next turn, and then you win. And then you got your staples: 1 Dark Hole, 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Monster Reborn. And then, because Machina's got one of the funnest OTKs, this 3-card OTK, you got your limit removal. You go, if they don't set anything, I've done this multiple times. This guy, he was playing Dragunities. He's like, draw 1, search. Okay, he didn't get what he needed to go off. I was like, okay, should have set a back row. He's like, why? Went Gear Frame, search Fortress, ditched Accelerator for a Fortress, special summon Fortress, and I was like, okay, Gores or bust. Tacked in, dropped it, hit him for 8,600 damage. I believe that's the calculations for that. Turn 1, he went first, I went second, I won it. Then you need your reload, so Pot of Avarice so good in this deck, especially late game. When you just start running out of options, you go Pot of Avarice, put your Machinas or whatever you feel like you're going to need to sustain this victory, put them back in the deck, go off. Okay, that's it for the spells. Now for the traps. I'm probably going to change 2 cards up in my spell, my trap lineup, but here we go. I got 2 threatening roars, super broken, set your armor, set one of these, T formation, they heavy, you torrential tribute, they can't kill armor, armor goes off, really fun. Then they got 2 scrap irons, same reason as the threatening roars, probably going to change these out for 2 D prisons instead. I'm liking the scrap iron scarecrow, I just feel like D prison would be more of a threat than it. Stop the attack, gear armor goes off once again, especially if they summon something bigger than it. Then you got your 2 bottomless standard, keep monsters off the field. 2 Starlight Roads, because this deck does lose heavily to mass destruction. They eat a Mirror Force, they're done. They eat a Dark Hole, they're done. Heavy Storm interrupts their trap lineups, is set for the Threatening Ward, which you can survive that. Then you got your Solemn Brigade, 2 Warnings, and 1 Judgment, and then 1 Mirror Force. Okay, that's it for the main deck. Now for the extra deck. Of course, it's going to start out with your level 4s. You got your 2 Geargia, super fun, 2300 attack. He's not as beefy as your Fortress, but he's another searcher. Because of him, I went from 2 cards to having to discard at the end of my turn. Just search, 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 search. Couldn't special summon at all that turn. Had to discard 1 card, didn't matter. It was an MK2. Dropped me down to 6 cards in hand. Past turn. He couldn't get over. He Darkhold my field. I had so much in my hand advantage at this point. I went off again next turn and won the game that turn. Then you got 2 Shockmasters. Some people only play the 1 Shockmaster. I like it at 2 just in case something happens to the first one, because you can get. I've done him twice in 1 game. They tempo. I said spells. They tempoed him down to nothing. Ran over him. So next turn I just went into another one. That easy. I top decked a Pot of Avarice, got everything I needed back, and drew 2 accelerators. So I was like normal summon armor, 2 accelerators, and then went back into Shockmaster. Then you got your Maelstrom. Everybody knows what he does. You got a Photon Panopolis, really fun card. Spirit Reaper killer out the wazoo. Then you got a big beater like Pearl. Then you got Utopia and Fairy King Avalon. I don't know how to say that right off the bat. A lot of people are overlooking this rare, but he's super fun in this deck, especially sometimes you don't want to kamikaze your Fortress. You need him to stay another turn just to give you that protection. This guy allows you to do that. It's because not a lot of people realize his effect is permanent. He takes 2 level 4 Earth monsters, which every level 4 in this deck is an Earth monster, so there you go. He's an insta-made no matter what you got in your hand. But you detach, and all non-Earth monsters lose 500 attack. That's permanent, that are currently on the field, which doesn't affect your monsters at all, which is great, and that allows you to get Market Fortress all over a lot. I don't have a Dweller in this deck because not a lot of people play Fish where I've been testing this deck, so I took him out, put the Utopia in a lot better. When I take him to locals, I'm probably going to turn a Utopia into. I'm either going to turn 1 or 2 of these guys, either one of these guys, into a Dweller, just depending on who's there. This extra deck, it has so much room for just so much fun stuff. Really easy deck. And then for your MK2 targets, you got 1 Zenmaines, 1 Leviar, 1 Leviathan, 1 Acid Golem. Not a lot of people play Acid Golem. This deck does Acid Golem really good because they have a 2500 attack point cap unless you Fairy King or do something like that. So MK2 allows you to get a 3000 beater on the field. Just helps you get over a bunch of stuff. And of course, you got your Big Eye. Funny story is, I almost made a guy quit dueling because of this guy, because he had one of the Earthbound Immortals, the Well, you know his effect, attack directly, and then he had the field spell, Silori Calcos on the field that says I can't select his smallest monster as an attack, which that was his only monster, so I can't attack. And it was so sad because I had my OTK, I had Machina, Gear Frame, and Fortress on the field, and I also had the limited removal, so I was going to beat over it, do the whole stupid combo, attack, and then equipped gear frame to Machina Fortress, let it die. He's like, haha, you can't do it. So I just went off, made Big Guy, took it, and he folded before I even got my attack, which was really sad. And then finally, you got the Stardust Dragon, because I run two Starlight Roads, so obvious. Get a free monster while you can. I don't have the side deck for this deck because we're going to wait till locals to put it together just to see who comes on there. But please comment, rate, subscribe down at the bottom so I can keep bringing you more great deck videos like this deck. Super fun deck. And that's it for me, YouTube.